Alright, welcome. So today we have Izanami here. She just came out today as this recording, and with this video I just want to go through a few different builds that you can use for her. For those of you who are maybe new to Smite, or maybe new to Hunters, or the goddess herself. Now for starting out in Conquest, I would highly recommend going to the starter item called Death's Toll, since you'd be utilizing your basic attack function where it has that boomerang effect mechanic and it can cleave multiple minions, enemies, and so on. You'll be using a lot of basic attacking, and therefore Death's Toll will help you out a lot as far as just being able to sustain yourself in lane. Now from your boots you have a lot of different options that you can go into for your next few items. For one, if you want to go into Devour's Goblins as your lifesteal item of choice, the earlier you get it the better. So in this case we'll be picking up the Dev Gloves right after your boots. From here, again, you have a few different options. For one, you can decide to go into Ichthval if you still want to, and then you can go into either Executioner or you can go into Qins in place of Executioner, and then you can top off your build with, like, let's say, you know, crit items like a Rage, then maybe a Deathbringer. Which crit items, it honestly depends on what you like. Some people like the Rage into the Wind Demon instead of Deathbringer, which is perfectly fine. Or maybe you want to spice up your life and try out Poison Star Peridot with Wind Demon, then you can go ahead and try that out. In the case if you don't want to go into Ichthval right after Devour's Goblins, it might look something like this. Let's back up a little bit here and kind of set it up, go into Death's Toll. So yeah, so after Dev Gloves you can go into not Ichthval, you can go straight into your Executioner, then you can go straight into your Qins, and that way you have enough space for your next tier crit items, and you're also benefiting from having that Qins. Now if you do decide to go ahead and buy Ichthval anywhere in your build, it's pretty common to, once you have your entire build, go back and sell Ichthval for another attack speed item in its place. Like, let's say if you went into Executioner but you didn't pick up Qins originally and you still want that item, you can go ahead, sell Ichthval, go ahead, pick up Qins in its place. Maybe you want Haste of Ventalis, so you can replace your Ichthval with Haste of Ventalis. Or another good option is to go ahead and pick up the Oboe in place of the Ichthval. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the build without Devour's Gauntlet as your lifesteal item of choice. You still have the same start, you still got your Death's Toll, you still got the boots of your choice. From here, I would highly recommend going to Ichthval. It's a really cheap and efficient item for what it does. It's extremely good in the early game. It's a really good transition item to help bridge that gap into the rest of your build. So, highly recommend picking up in the early game and then selling it in the late game. So let's go into Ichthval. Then you can go into your lifesteal item of choice, Aussie or Soul Eater for this case. Let's go into Aussie. Then from here you have two different build routes you can go into. You can go into either a crit build to finish off your build, or you can go into no crit and have like a lot of penetration. So let's go into, let's say maybe like a let's go into like a crit build. It looks something like this. Let's go into Executioner. Then you can go into your crit items of choice. For now I'm just going into Rage and Deathbringer, and then you can go ahead and sell your Ichthval for like Qins or whatever other attack speed item you want. It'll look something like that. In some cases, for Izanami specifically, she does have built-in penetration on her passive. However, it's not too reliable. You have to lower your HP to really benefit from that passive. So let's say if you're on the winning side on the boxing match and you have, you know, a good amount of HP, or let's say you have your entire HP bar filled up and you go ahead and then, you know, start attacking somebody, you won't have that extra penetration. So I wouldn't say build no penetration just because she has like built-in pen in her passive. Again, hopefully that makes sense. So it might look something like this. You can basically do the same thing in place of Executioner. Like, let's say if you don't want Executioner, you can go into Qins, and then you can go back and then sell the Ichthval for the Executioner. You can do something like that. And finally, let's do the no crit build where you have a lot of penetration for the case of where you're fighting a lot of tanks. Maybe it's like Assault and the enemy team rolled like a really heavy Warrior and Guardian team comp. Or maybe you're looking to split push a lot and you want more penetration to do more structure damage. Whatever the case may be, let's just go ahead and go into it. So we already have these 4 items right here. Then from here you can go into like an Executioner, you can go into a Qins, then you can sell the Death's Toll and you can go back and go ahead and pick up the Titan's Bane. And then maybe you can go ahead and sell the Ichthval for something else. Maybe you want more penetration like a Brawlers or a Crusher, or maybe you want another attack speed item like Haste Ventalis or the Oboe. Then you can do something like this where you have a lot of penetration and a decent amount of attack speed. You have 1.99, so it's just about right. So when you go ahead and pop your 1, you cap out at 2.5. So between having a lot of penetration and having the bonus damage, from your one. You're gonna be shredding towers and objectives and structures and all that really fast. So yeah, that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up. And again, for the case of you're going into a build that doesn't have a whole lot of attack speed, for example, the build I have here, where you have a lot of power items and you lack a lot of attack speed because you also have dev gloves instead of Aussie or Soul Leader. In this case, you can, definitely I would highly recommend going to Ninja Tabby boots, so that way you can bump up your attack speed just a little bit more. And let's say if you go into a build like this, again, there's no stacks on dev gloves, so your power is not as high as it should be once you have your, full stacks. And you can just do something like this. Of course, again, the numbers are not totally accurate. You're fighting, well, I'm fighting a level 1 Odin bot with probably no items. So those are the few different builds that you can go into. I'm not going to go into every single different build and different routes that you can go into, since there's a lot of different routes. So in the case if I didn't cover a build that you use pretty often and you like it, then please feel free to share it in the comments below. And so yeah, hopefully it was helpful and provided you with an idea of what to build for Izanami, or you can also apply this to different hunters that are more auto attack based. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.